Friends, do you ever have a day where you feel like you're the best there is at what you do, but what you do isn't nice? Well, so do we. You're amongst friends here. This is Uncanny, the mutant musings of Matt and Siz. It's the show where we discuss Marvel's Uncanny X-Men comic, issue by issue from 1975's giant size X-Men #1 all the way to the present day. My name is Matt. I write and draw Steamroller Man, a comedy superhero comic that you can read online for free at steamrollerman.com. And this is my co-host Siz, publisher of Sidrus Comics.
Yes.
Follow him on Instagram at Sidrus Comics AU on Instagram.
And I will
Hello, Siz.
Hello, Matt. And I will get a website soon, I assure you. It's not like I'm a web developer or anything, but I'll get to it. I'm sure I'll get to it.
You're a web developer with a lot on his plate.
Yes. A lot less on my plate, but we won't go into that. This was an awesome issue.
Yes. Issue 116.
116. To save the Savage Land, which is the title on the outside and the inside. You know, there it is. I thought one was doing what yours is doing. To save the Savage Land is also in there, and I love the written into the cliff side. That's
yes.
That's kind of cool.
That's something that comic artist Will Eisner used to do a lot in his newspaper strip, The Spirit. He would always do like the title of the comic incorporated into the background of the thing. So I think he was one of the first people to actually do that in the world of cartooning and comics. So I think John Byrne is definitely taking a leaf out of his book. It's cool. It's a really cool way to do it, you know?
Yeah, not like take up a big chunk of the room with the title.
Right.
But yes, they're climbing a mountain. I forget why. I read this over the weekend and my brain is forgetting why they're climbing this mountain. But this was done by Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Again, It's just saying the two together. So John Byrne's obviously having some input on the story, not just the art.
Yep.
Terry Austin is the inker again, which works so well with John. Tom, whose name I won't try.
Or Zachowski.
Yeah, that's him. Glennis Ween as the colorist. And Roger Stern as the editor. And Jim Shooter as the editor-in-chief. So that's the credits out of the way. I'm a huge fan of this issue because of Colossus. I just got to say, just one scene just made it for me in this comic. Just one scene is just like, really? Wow, that's so cool. But we won't get to that yet. They're climbing the mountain. I think it's to see. They're to see why the blizzard or whatever it is, the snowstorm is occurring. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. So at the end of the last issue, the cliffhanger was they were in the Savage Land, which is normally a tropical sort of humid, temperate jungle climate. And at the end of the last issue, they were about to leave, and then they found that the weather had suddenly turned icy and cold and snowy, and it had actually frozen solid. The boats were frozen into the water of the river that they would normally have left the Savage Land by. This picks up after that. Obviously, it's a short time after that because, as you just said, they've climbed this mountain to try and get a better vantage point of what could actually be happening and whether this has happened to the entire Savage Land or just a part of it. You know how I've been talking almost every episode about like my classic creative team of Chris Claremont, John Byrne, Terry Austin, but most importantly, Glynis Ween as the colorist and Tom Orzechowski as the letterer. This is it. This is the first issue where they're all together. Like they're all here. So this is like my not only my classic X-Men character team, but it's my classic X-Men creative team as well. So I was very, very
Nice.
happy to open this issue and see the credits because I was like, oh my god, this one has the team. Like the whole team is together now. This is cool.
No way, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So, I always worry about them in these sort of weather because those costumes look really skimpy, and now look at poor old Kaiser.
Especially
like,
Storm.
oh, crap, he must be freezing.
Yes.
He just got a loincloth thing going on and some boots.
Right, and he's used to jungle kind of, temperatures, warm, humid temperatures. Yeah.
How hasn't he got frostbite? I don't know what's going on.
Right. I guess with the X-Men costumes, you can always explain it by unstable molecules because they can do anything. So maybe they just keep them warm.
Electricity to turn into a warm coat. So
right. That's true. That's true.
Maybe she has. Maybe she's converted it to like a warm material.
Yeah, I wonder if
I gotta stop.
Storm's normally like complaining about having to wear clothes. Like she's always like, "Oh, I can't wait to be, my natural self." But I don't know whether she's going to be doing that in the snow.
No, she'd be crazy if you did. Now, this scene I have seen so many places. This is posted continuously. I can see why.
This actual page.
This picture, it gets posted online a lot. Because when I turned to this page when I was reading it, I went, I've seen this like 1,000 times.
That's funny.
It didn't have the word bubbles and stuff. It was just the scene.
Just as an example of like a really cool image.
Yeah, I mean, look at the... Wow. That tech,
it is amazing.
That building is just amazing.
And the fact that this was done in 1978, before computers even had the capability to do complex graphics, this is all done by hand. It's such an amazing piece of work. I love that, the X-Men are on this overhang looking down on this huge, palatial structure. And all the little detailed, see how in the bits that are sort of colored a light brown or orange on the building, they've put in like all these little detailed kind of lines, and that really gives it a sense of scale because that looks like tiny, it looks like small structural details that are at a distance, So you're
just like, this is massive, this thing.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've seen the Fantastic Four movie that just came out.
No, I haven't actually.
So they have Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie, the new Marvel.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it.
Version. He's in the ads. I didn't spoil anything.
So I'm just joking.
No, it's really cool to see Galactus on screen, and he's a comic accurate version. But one thing in the film about his design, they've added a lot of detail for the big screen, and one of the details is they do a similar thing with his costume where it's made up of all these little panels. And you can see it because he's so big on screen. So you can really see, it's not like a smooth, shiny surface. It's composed of all these panels. And the reason they did that is to give it a sense of scale, which is exactly what Byrne and Austin are doing with this picture.
Yeah. And plus the giant guy in latex would look a bit weird.
Yeah.
Spandex, sorry, not latex.
Now, I wondered whether there was a bit of an environmental theme. When you read this page, it's about, this thing he's drawing all the heat and power to this palace, Garokk, the sun, the petrified man god, whatever he is from last
Yeah.
issue.
That dude.
He made this palace, and this is what's responsible for changing literally the climate change that is being experienced by the X-Men. And so I was like, oh, was there an environmental theme deliberately injected into this story by Claremont at the time? Or am I just reading that through a modern lens? Because there was, in the 70s, there was like still a move, 1970s is when Earth Day was actually created to promote more environmental awareness. So it's not like this was like a completely unheard of concept, but it certainly wasn't in the zeitgeist as it is now. So it was just something I wondered about when I was reading this issue, because there's definitely an environmental theme going on through this one.
I wouldn't even thought of that because it's the 70s. But I didn't know that Earth Day started back then. So
yeah,
wow, they were more aware of this stuff than I realized. On a side note,
yes,
I watched the old Transformers Generation 1. Big time about the environment.
Oh, really?
Energon is all about destroying the environment, and the Decepticons are destroying the environment, and the Autobots are saving it.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I was like, really? How did I not notice that as a kid?
That's interesting.
Let's go to the next page. Whoa.
Yes, let's
did that go right? Oh, it did.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Why is it doing that? Showing off my art. Okay. There's some of my drawings, folks.
That's a different show.
That's a different show. So we've got them being attacked by these pterodactyl type creatures, men riding them.
Yep.
And if I didn't know any better, that one looks like it's wearing goggles, which is a crack up.
It does. It does.
So, unless it's blinders, so they go wherever they're steering.
Oh yeah, maybe that is what it is.
Cool concept. That's a cool concept.
That's clever.
I love when they put little details like that.
Yeah, it's cool. So they're attacked by these flying dinosaur things. A scout has come and spotted them. Now, one thing I really liked about this page was the final panel. We see Nightcrawler teleporting from the background. So you see in the background on the left, you see like this column of smoke with the BAMF sound effect. And then in the foreground of the same panel, he's rematerializing. And I don't think there's been a panel like that so far in the X-Men. I think it's just he disappears in one panel and then reappears in another panel, not within the same panel. So I think it's really, I just really liked seeing it in like far in the background, and then you see him like reappearing in the foreground. It's such a cool effect. I really like that.
Gives you a sense of how instant it is.
Yes.
But the other ones would be one panel to another panel. You're like, did that take a while? Was it instant? And this one's like, oh wow, this is straight away. He's there. He's there.
Yeah, because each panel would represent a separate moment in time.
Yeah.
Having it in the one panel makes it feel more instantaneous. Yeah.
That's very cool as well. Yeah.
Really cool.
And they're fighting, and you wouldn't know they're the X-Men because they're being beat so damn easy.
Yes.
They're cold. They're cold. They're traveling through, climbing the mountain. They're tired and cold.
Yeah, they got to warm up.
Hammered by these guys with rocks.
Right. That's pretty funny. I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Sorry. I love picking these things apart.
This one is interesting because it's a 9-panel grid, which...
Oh, yeah. I noticed that too.
Doesn't give the artist a lot of room in each panel, but it gives them, like, they can tell a lot of story on a page because they've got so many panels on the page, but you've got very little real estate within each panel to work with. But, I think John Byrne still does a great job. Like, you can really see what's happening, as you said, like the X-Men are really getting trounced. One thing that I didn't quite think was effective on this page is the choice to make multiple guys, like the attackers on these dinosaurs, they all have the same hairstyle. So they're all like bald on top with long white hair, and they're all
Yeah.
riding the same color dinosaurs. But there is actually more than one of them.
It's
But it
hard to tell
looks
that,
like
though.
it looks like it's only one guy, but it's not. There's at least two of them. They just look like twins.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a bit confusing at first, and I had to kind of be like, "Well, hang on, wasn't this guy just over there?" So I had to go back and kind of read it carefully, and then I realized in the bottom tier of panels, like, oh no, there's two of them. They just look the same. I think that could have been very easily solved by just making one of the dinosaurs
Slightly different
a
color.
different color.
Yeah, even
You know?
slightly different.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
yeah,
going to say the
exactly.
previous page is the only reason I knew because you see three of them.
Right.
But that's the only reason I knew. If I had
Yeah.
just read that page, I'd be like, man, this guy's taking these guys to down.
Right, right. The other thing I thought was a little weird and didn't quite work for me was the middle panel on the bottom tier. It's got this big circle
Yeah, I was wondering what that
behind
was meant to mean.
Kazar. Yeah, at first I was like, is that supposed to be the sun, or is it just like a graphic design element? And I think it's just a design element, but I think it's so big in the panel that it's sort of distracting, and it makes you feel like, oh, there must be some significance to this, but I don't think there is. I think it's just a design thing that John Byrne was trying out, and I don't think it really works. I think
Yeah.
it would actually be a stronger image if that wasn't in the background and it
Yeah.
was just
I wondered what.
Kazar against a blank background. So
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents.
No, I agree. I wondered what it was, and I went to the next page, and there was no reference. There's no reference in the next
Yeah,
panel, so I just went, ah.
exactly.
It was
Exactly.
something. I don't know. Maybe it will come up later in the comic what it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we're just left with Nightcrawler, Storm, and Wolverine.
And Wolverine.
I love this scene. This is Wolverine just showing that he's more than just a guy who guts people.
Yeah. 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 Now, Zabu the Sabretooth,
Mm-hmm.
he's drawn really well. So, just add that to the list of things that John Byrne can draw well.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Like a lot of artists, they're cool drawing humans and superheroes in, outlandish costumes, but when they have to draw an animal,
Animals are hard.
struggle. Yeah, animals are hard. They're really difficult to draw, and they're difficult to draw even somewhat decently, let alone as well as that face of Zabu in panel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, middle
Mm-hmm.
panel on the bottom tier. That's real. I think that's really, really quite well done. So I just wanted to mention that that another great art job by John Byrne. Surprise, surprise. The other thing I wanted to know was, isn't Storm cold? She's essentially wearing a bikini in the snow.
That's a good point.
So,
She's the weather. I say
right,
weather witch, but
right.
weather person. So maybe she sets up a warm air around herself.
Could be.
I don't know. We
There's,
can
there's
explain this
no
later.
mention of it, and of course, it's comics, so
It's comics.
doesn't have to make total sense. But that was just something, when I saw her on panel 1, like she's in the snow flying around. Like, maybe she's just used to it.
Yeah, she's just used to the flesh.
Well, she also flies, which would be colder temperatures up in the air, especially with wind chill factor and stuff when she's flying. So maybe
Nah,
she's just used to
she's
the
got the
cold.
warm thing going on. I'm telling you. I'm telling
Right.
you, that warm force field thing. She's like Magneto,
That
but with
probably is
weather.
it. Right. Right, because warm air rises. So maybe that's how
Oh, there
she
you go.
actually flies, is she makes the air around herself warmer, which lifts her up. Maybe that's it.
I like that. I like that.
Mm,
That's good.
mm.
Comics.
Comics, gotta love them.
But I just love Nightcrawler. Wolverine, were you really talking to that tiger?
Yep,
And he runs off to do exactly what Wolverine told him to. And it's like, I don't
yep,
remember talking to animals
yep,
being one of his powers, but that's still pretty cool.
yep. One thing I loved about this page is Wolverine just accepts that he's a short guy, which I think that makes him more inspirational to kids who would be reading this comic, and maybe they're like the littlest kid in their class who gets picked on for being small. So I think that's a really important thing to have Wolverine do and say in this comic. Makes him more heroic, I think, and certainly more endearing and inspirational to his audience, or the
Yeah.
audience of this comic. I thought that was just really cool that he's just like, he knows he's a short guy and he's totally okay with it. He's cool with it and
Yep.
confident about it. So I
Confident
thought that
about it.
was really, really great.
And it's like, oh, good feelings. And then he
Yeah.
guts a guy.
Yeah. And then he kills a guy off panel.
And poor Storm is like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's weird because this must be the first time they've seen him actually kill someone.
Yes. I thought that too. That,
Because I guess he's been always in fights and, bruises and so forth, but this is the first time he's actually killed someone. Because
yeah.
the way they're reacting is like, whoa.
Yeah.
He
So
doesn't hold back.
as we were talking about a couple of episodes ago, when Wolverine's been in fights up to this point, it's been very PG level violence in terms of, even to the point where Wolverine slashed at Magneto with his claws and only like slashed his cape.
Yeah.
And then the next issue, he actually said like, "Oh, I'm going to do more than slash your cape this time." But then he just kind of scratched Magneto with the tips of his claws, didn't sort of jab them into him or anything.
Yeah.
So it's always been up to this point like, oh, he's a bit more bark than bite as far as we've been shown in the comic. But
now.
this is the first time, I think, where even though it's not shown on panel, you totally understand like, oh, he just killed that guy.
Well, it's like there's a body and there's blood on it, so it's like they're not
Yes.
messing around.
No, yes, absolutely.
So it's
That's
like,
right.
whoa. And just their reaction tells you what's going on as well. So,
And then one last thing before we go to the next page. See, I love the little drawing of Wolverine in the background of panel 5, which is the one with that native guy in the foreground. Yeah, it's like he's half in shadow, and then you can just see his eyes on the shadow part of his head.
That guy in high vis, no way.
Looks really cool. I just think it's a cool pose where he's like half in shadow.
Really cool. Really sorry, I
really
just ruined
nice.
It. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
See, I'm a huge fan of the brown costume. It makes so much more sense.
Me too.
So
I'll
always make fun of this one. I'll always make fun of this one.
I was actually wondering while we were reading this issue, when is he getting the brown costume? Because that's the one I remember from when I was a kid. So
I don't think he gets
I just wondered, like, well, at what point does he switch to the brown costume?
I think it's the Outback X-Men. But I could be wrong.
It's earlier than that.
It is earlier than that?
Okay. Yeah, it's earlier than that. It's in the it's certainly in the John Romita Jr. era.
Okay, well, we'll find out. We'll get there.
Yeah, we will find out. We'll get there eventually.
Yep. 2036.
But yeah, cool page. Wolverine
Yes.
killed a dude.
Then he kills a dinosaur.
Right. Right.
The Storm looks a bit distressed about it again.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that Wolverine is like definitely the spotlight character of this issue.
Yes, big time.
For the first time, like this is the first time that Wolverine is like the star of the X-Men comic is happening for the first time in this issue. We were talking a little bit about that last episode. And I think I'd sort of been thinking about this issue when I was saying like this story, and it is this storyline because this is all part of the Savage Land storyline, but it's this issue in particular where he's really taking center stage and we're really seeing him cut loose for the first time. And I think that's part of the reason why Claremont's giving him like dinosaurs to fight, because it's like, well, they're not people.
They're not people, so you can graphically kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love the fourth panel. The look on the dinosaur's face. You kind of feel sorry for it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he just died and he got sad.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. It's just something about it. I mean, but just the eyes make you go, oh, he just killed it, and it kind of got
right.
sad.
Well, wouldn't you be sad if you bit some dude's hand, but then claws came out of the hand and stabbed you in the back of the head? He's got something to be sad about, for sure.
And I love this little take back to the Van Hella Mountain. I'll flood them like I did at the Van Hella Mountain.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's a nice little...
Yeah, it's a callback to
95.
Yep. That was their first adventure.
Together, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Dinging again. Sorry, guys. He's not telling me having breakfast this time, but it's pretty ordinary stuff that he's sending me, and it is off. The app is off. I don't understand. Okay. We'll go past the flooding dinosaurs. And this kind of looks like they did the damage, but it kind of looks like they didn't at the same time. Like, it looks like they've busted a hole, but
right,
walking through it.
Yes, yeah, I see what you mean.
They didn't actually do it.
Yeah, that's interesting. It doesn't look like a man-made, even though it's surrounded by technology. Doesn't look like a man-made tunnel.
I guess
it's very organic. Yeah.
Who knows what else is down there? I like the Nightcrawler walk on the top.
Yeah, walking across the beam.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This page is full of Byrne technology, which I love.
Oh, big fan. Big fan.
Yeah, in almost every panel.
I hate him because I cannot draw anything close to that. I've tried to do what he does, and it just looks like a mess.
Yeah,
so
it's
brilliant what he does.
As I've said in previous episodes, I can't work out what his formula is, like his particular method. What's in his head? How is he thinking about the approach to drawing tech? I'd love to know.
When you look at it closely, it doesn't make sense, but it still looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So anything on this page you want to look at except the giant head and smoke coming out of the middle of the ring?
I mean, as you said, it all looks awesome. One thing I did like about this page and this sort of issue in general is the way that the team has been split up into smaller groups. So this, you really just get a little adventure with Storm, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine in this part, which I thought was kind of fun because you then get to focus a little bit more on all of their personalities as they interact with each other rather than the whole group having to chime in and everybody just gets one line of dialogue.
It's
cool. I like it.
Cool to explore old Nightcrawler, Storm, and Wolverine, especially Wolverine. He's got a bit of a center stage, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But if you got nothing more for this page, can we go to the next?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. I love this page.
Yeah, pretty cool.
He's red hot. It's not shadows. Yes. It's not...
Right.
He's actually glowing red from the heat. I did not know that's something Colossus could do.
Me neither. That was...
Like, and he's even thinking, will I melt?
Yeah, that's what I was like totally surprised by this page because I didn't know that is something that could happen to Colossus either. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, because they do say that his skin turns to metal and metal would heat up with fire.
All of him turn to metal. Is that why he's surviving this? Because all of him is metal. That's
I don't know.
I always thought it was his skin as well. But that makes sense. Like the body underneath would be cooking.
Yeah, they and he, as you mentioned, like he actually asks, "Will I melt?" And it makes me ask the same question because I'd never even thought about that. I was like, "Oh my god, will he?" So yeah, very cool. It's a cool predicament to put Cyclops into.
You did it.
Now, there's a weird thing happening on this page towards the end.
Yep.
Cyclops just had a cloth blindfold over his eyes, and that was enough to stop his eye beams. I did not get that part at all.
If you look closely,
Banshee
also has that same cloth over his mouth.
Right. Which I asked the same question
Magic cloth
about Banshee on the next page. Is like, so a cloth gag is enough? Because, don't tell Magneto, because he made all these,
huge things. Yeah.
Huge metal, face mask things to nullify their powers in the last couple of issues. And now we find out that Garokk can just do it with a piece of cloth, I just thought that was very strange. Like, I was hoping that you would have caught something that I didn't in the story.
There's nothing to catch unless it's just God cloth. I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. Viewers, anyone watching this, if you have an explanation as to what is actually happening here with these cloth blindfolds, please leave a comment and let us know, because we can't work it out.
Nah, and it's even pre-COVID, so I don't know what's going on.
Right. It's very weird. So strange.
It is strange that he just whacks it off and all of a sudden he's got his powers back. But I love the teamwork that goes on in the next few pages.
Yeah.
He's like, boom, freeze him,
that's
bang,
a cool pose of Colossus in panel 1.
Oh, yeah. Red hot and
that's
smashing
great.
out of the restraints.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, so everything really does, all the action breaks loose, literally, on this page, because they're all busting out of the cloth gags, etc.
Damn them cloths. Magic cloth.
And I always like on comic pages when they do like these, they pull the camera back really far from the characters, like in the final panel on this page.
Yeah.
I always like that, where it's like you see their full bodies, but it's a small panel. I just think that's a really nice contrast to the up-close action in most of the panels on the rest of this page. Just looks cool. I liked it.
Yeah. And I think that's might be something John Byrne does a lot.
He does.
Because I've noticed that a lot in this art style. So
yeah,
I don't put a name so much to art styles because when I was reading them as a kid and everything, I just recognized art styles.
He certainly did it a lot in the Fantastic Four. There's a lot of panels of like the whole team, exactly like that panel, but It's the Fantastic Four, and they're in a long, like a wide panel, but it's compressed. So yeah, I think that's another one of his graphic devices that he uses a lot.
I love the flame coming off, or the heat coming off.
Yeah.
Look
Very
out,
cool.
Man. I'm amazed he outruns Cyclops with that around his head, around his shoulders.
So I liked on panel 1, the bottom of the panel is actually the ground. Like,
it is too.
We don't see the ground. It's like we are on the ground. It's a worm's eye view. I think that's really, really effective.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The other thing that was curious, and this is sort of a common thing that we've talked about with all the X-Men's enemies, as long as we've been doing this show, is it says Garokk built this whole thing, this whole place.
Maybe Magneto helped him.
Well, he says something like, "I used my powers to build this place," and then because then it made me think, well, then what are his powers? Because we haven't really been told like exactly what his powers are. Just that he's this god, like he's an embodiment of this ancient god. So I was just like, damn, what are his powers that he built this whole impressive complex, and how long did it take him to build it? So
well, there are scenes earlier where it's in construction.
Really?
But I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, well, I'm assuming that it was this that they were showing. Because it was like people didn't go into it, they were killed. So everyone had to live in it.
Right,
so
okay.
I'm assuming that building was this, but it's like, did he give powers to the construction workers? I don't know. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive feat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And this is where he goes to the source of the heat.
Right.
That's right. The sun of
because he's been pulling the heat out of the surrounding environment.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Well, they say here this is the heat source for Savage Land that he's built it on.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Now they're doing the I-beam to I-beam thing.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
In this. And when you think about it, that doesn't make sense at all. Like, that makes no sense. That would be like trying to hit a bullet with a bullet. You know?
Look at his eyes.
It looks really cool, though. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't look cool. And graphically, it's a great image.
Yeah, and Cyclops is straining himself to keep up with this petrified man's powers.
Yeah.
Until all hell breaks loose.
Mm-hmm.
The building starts falling apart. That's probably the only thing that stops their little fight.
Yep. Now, I like I'm saying this on almost every page, but as I mentioned in an earlier episode, whenever the action involves a vertical action, he uses these narrow, tall panels, which you can see on this page.
Very much so.
It's vertical action starting with panel 3, where it's a down shot, so it looks like the I-beam to I-beam face-off is still going on, but it's a vertical line. And then everything's falling apart now in the bottom tier of panels. So for all the falling, it's also vertical. So it works really well. Obviously, it's harder to draw falling if you're using a panel like this than if you're using a panel like this. So,
And Cyclops does it again. Oh, well, looks like my number's up. Oh, well. Hope everyone else is okay.
Right.
He's so comfortable with dying, this dude. He's like, well, that's my number's up, I guess.
What did he say? Didn't he say in one of the earlier issues, like,
yes,
that's the deal?
Oh, no. Good old Scott.
It would be good to, like, if we had a counter that said, like, falling to their death. No, number of times X-Men have fallen to their deaths, because it seems to happen a lot.
Yeah, because when he almost hit that tree and Banshee saved him that time as well.
Yes.
He was like, oh, yeah, I'm a goner. Oh, well.
Yep, that's right.
Just so calm about it.
Yep.
He screams at the walls in the mansion about all these other things, but when he's about to die, he's like, yeah, well,
right.
I'm chill.
Can't take it when Jean won't talk to him, but he's cool with falling to his death. No biggie. That's life as an X-Man.
Oh, that reminds me of that issue where I'm forgetting his name. Oh,
Eric the Red?
No. Warpath, is that it?
Yeah, Warpath.
Warpath.
No, Thunderbird. Warpath is his little brother.
Warpath is his little brother. That's why I was getting confused. I said it sounded right, but it sounded wrong at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
When Thunderbird dies,
right,
he's like, oh, well, that's the life of an X-Men.
Yep. Them's the breaks.
And like, all these people are new, and they're going to go, that's what I've signed up for?
Right. Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, we're going off track. It just made me remember that, that's all.
Yeah.
I love that Storm goes after the bad guy. That tells you a lot about Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happens here. I'm curious what it is in his look that makes her remember something else. I'm looking forward to finding out what that's all about.
Yeah. I just wanted to say
within her.
What panel is she saying that in?
Oh, that's in the fourth. It says, images collide in her mind, Garokk's eyes mirroring the ancient terror within her. Without meaning to, she hesitates.
Oh, weird. That is weird. Yeah. I wonder what that is about.
Yeah, so I'm curious when that comes back.
Yeah.
Good at that. Bringing back little tidbits like that and making a story out of it.
I think this is my favorite page in the whole issue. I love the panel layout, like the fact that it's not just a grid on right angles, that we've got these diagonal panels across the top. Yep. Again, like stretched out tall panels, but they're all diagonal. So it just really gives a much more dynamic feel to the page and the action that's happening.
Yeah.
I loved it. And also, what did I write? Thought balloons. I love the thought balloons. It's not something you see in modern comics that much anymore.
Yeah,
and it's something I really love about old comics is they use thought balloons more often. The modern way to do it would be to use narration boxes as like first person narration.
Oh, okay.
But the thing with X-Men is there's already a narrator voice. Like they already use a narrator narrating the captions, which you can see in panels 4 and 5 on this page. So yeah, I just, and of course, just beautiful drawings of Storm in a bunch of different action poses.
Yeah.
So Byrne and Austin are doing yet another great job on this page.
remember that she tried to save him if he ever comes back.
Well, I'm sure he'll come back because
This is the X-Men.
This is the X-Men. Dead doesn't mean dead.
I love this shot of Storm just bursting out of the building.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's like, it makes no sense for her powers, but it's wicked.
That's a good point. It doesn't. I guess she could use, like, lightning?
Yeah, there's no lightning. There's just her bursting out. Like she's super strength or something.
Yeah.
I guess she's got super wind. Well, that sounds wrong. Sorry.
It's true. One thing I liked about this is this is another page where on the top tier we've got all vertical panels, and then on the bottom tier it's all horizontal, and so that visually marks a shift in the action.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like the vertical is more peaceful. The horizontal is more peaceful because the danger is over now. Like Storm's landing and they're all like, oh, phew, we survived. Whereas the vertical panels on the top of the page are all like, everything's going crazy. So I like that a lot. And obviously, like, Storm has been affected by the action that just happened, because in the final panel she's looking soulfully off into the distance. And I wonder if, because it was all dark on the previous page, and Storm has this thing about she doesn't like being in the dark, she doesn't like being in confined spaces. So I wonder if that affected her somewhat.
I think they said it did, actually.
There you go.
But this is where I'm like, is she troubled because of what Wolverine said? With the whole, she tried to save someone and she's come back empty-handed?
Right.
Or was it that weird thing that his eyes did to her? As in, it looked like some other evil that she knew, or something, whatever it says.
Right.
So is that what she's like, standing here going, oh?
It's a good question.
So yeah, I'm curious which it is. Which
they might pick up on this in future issues.
I'm curious if it's anything to do with the next one, because I'm looking forward to the next one.
I haven't. Oh, I thought you were a few issues ahead.
Yeah, that was a few issues back.
Oh. So now we're on the same level again, because I haven't read the next one either.
Yeah, I know. I saw the cover and I know what it's going to be about, sort of. I mean, it could be about anything. But just the last page now.
All right.
Oh, yeah, and they say it here anyway. Next issue, Psy
War. So, now, here's another thing. I mentioned last issue that Cyclops said, like, no, we've got to go back and check on Professor X. And here he's saying to Karl Lycos, who is Sauron's human form.
Yep.
Cyclops says, well, Magneto's still out there. But this is 2 weeks later. So obviously Magneto isn't that much of a worry.
Yeah, he's long gone.
You've let it go for 2 weeks. So I just thought it was strange. And then again in panel 2, we see again this circular panel in the background. And again,
I just noticed that too, because you pointed out the other one. I didn't notice that when I read it the first time.
I just don't think it works, because it looks like either a spotlight behind him or a portal, like a dimensional portal has opened up or something. But I think it's just supposed to be some graphic shape. And I think it's not working like that. Like, it doesn't, I think just lose it entirely would look better. But that's just me.
Yeah. And it's the little touches I liked in this scene with Wolverine with the Sabretooth. I forget what his name is.
That's cool.
And I also like Nightcrawler's reaction to it. That's a nice little. Oh yeah, it's a nice little calm between storms,
right?
So to speak.
Yep.
But I love that Cyclops is the motor of the boat.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Is that a thing now? Can he do that? I've seen in the X-Men 97 cartoon, he uses it to stop his fall, which he hasn't used yet.
Exactly. That was exactly what I was going to say.
He's just ready to die at the moment, but he's still using his power to push the boat forward, which I'm like, make up your mind what his powers are, dude.
I thought that was really cool too, and it's
very cool. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love.
Now that you mention it, that discrepancy between seeing him do that here, but then not using it to save himself by breaking his fall, like we did see him do in X-Men 97. I wonder if that was just a thing that John Byrne drew on this page as like, oh, hey, it would be cool if Cyclops is like
the motor.
Powering the, propelling the boat, but maybe it wasn't written in the script. And it was just something that John Byrne added as he was drawing. And so maybe that's why it didn't appear earlier in the story. So, Well,
they just didn't think of using that effect.
Maybe.
It was cool to have him saved by Banshee.
Yeah, maybe. So,
just interesting. But I do like when they use his powers like that.
Yeah.
But it conflicts with how they use his powers elsewhere. So it's like, what? Make up your mind. Is it is it heat, or is it concussive force, or is it heat, or is it concussive force? Which is
Well, I think this is definitely concussive force.
Oh, big time! Because that boat is motoring. Look at it. The lines, the movement lines.
Very cool. One last thing about this page is final panel. They're in this huge storm, and once again, you have to ask: couldn't Storm be controlling the weather? Because that's her power. Like that's her whole thing.
Unless she's still weak from Sauron.
Yeah, maybe.
That's all I can go for. That's all I've got as an explanation of why she doesn't just go storm off.
Right. Exactly. Storm off. So that puzzled me.
That got me as well. Because I sense a storm. We must go back. I'm like, why don't you stop the storm? You're called Storm. You can control the... What? Did something happen? Did we miss something?
Yeah.
Are you now... No, I can't think of a silly name that's funny. But on that note... Next issue, 117, Psy-War. I'm looking forward to that. Because I know what it's about.
It sounds like it's going to involve Professor X.
Finally. I wonder if he's on vacation. I wonder if Psy-War is somewhere.
He's back from holidays.
The hills of Holland. I don't know. Somewhere pleasant, and he has a Psy-War on his holiday. So we're up to that part. I'm curious if Psy-War is your band name, but
I have 4 choices.
Oh my god! I gotta choose
last episode, I couldn't come up with more than 1. This issue, I found 4 that could be.
I'm going to forget the first one you said by the time we get to the third one.
You might. None of them were Psy-War though, but Psy-War could actually have been one. That's actually good. But I like to not like that. To me, is too obvious because it's written in big letters. And it's sort of like, oh, well, I don't want to go for the obvious. I want to try and find something in a line of dialogue that you wouldn't think of
Oh, so my second choice next issue is definitely not one of them as well then.
Also, not a bad choice, but no. That was very good. That was funny. Okay, so here's your choices.
You write them down or I forget them.
Okay, so on page 2,
yep,
we have the phrase "the thrice damned." I can't remember who they're talking about.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
The thrice damned.
Yeah.
Second choice is Pain and Fury.
Ooh,
that was on page 3.
Pain and Fury.
Third choice.
Sorry, I'm getting
Pain and Fury definitely suggests like a heavy metal band, you know.
Yeah.
Third choice, Cats on the Veldt.
On the Veldt?
Yeah, VELDT. That's a South African word for field.
Oh, okay. That sounds very peaceful, very... I can't think of his name. Next.
Final choice. Final choice. So on page 9, that's the big... that's the shot where Storm and Wolverine and Nightcrawler have crawled through the vents or whatever, and they're spying on the big arena.
Ooh.
And it says something like the arena dwarfs the space around it, and so I thought the arena dwarfs.
Oh, that's classic. Oh, now I've got to pick. Oh, this is hard. These are good ones. See, I'm a sucker for when we do the heavy metal bands. Sorry, I'm just a bit of a sucker for it because I get to go heavy metal, Pain and Fury.
Pain and Fury. All right, so we'll say Pain and Fury is this week's band name.
Yes. So, that's it for the week. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It'd be great if you could like and subscribe, comment on what we've talked about, tell us, tell me at least what an idiot I am, and Matt, he's awesome. You can't be saying that about him. And
about that.
Yeah, but just give us information. Did we miss something? Is there something that we were questioning that had an explanation? That would be awesome if you could tell us. Until then.
And before we go, just wanted to mention that we recently passed the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is fantastic. Thank you, everyone who's subscribed. We love you all. Help us get to 2,000 subscribers. Tell a friend about our show. If you know a fellow X-Men fan who would find our show interesting, please send them our way so maybe they'll subscribe too. Thank you very much.
It would be awesome. So we got 2 things to celebrate. Let's go back in time and get comics for 35 cents.
Oh my God, if only. If only. They're more than 10 times that now.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And yes, we are over 1,000. Woo! Thank you, everyone. So next week is 117. I was looking at my numbers wrong. 117.
Yep.
Psy-War. Wonder if it's going to have anything to do with Professor X. Who knows? Psy-War. You never know. And till then, I'm Siz, and you can find me on Instagram. Yes, I will build a website soon. I swear to God. At Citrus Comics AU. I don't know how to brain freeze then. And yourself, Matt.
Happens to us all. You can find my comic Steamroller Man at steamrollerman.com. It's all free to read. Got three issues up there already, and working on a 4th. So please go have a look. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I've got at least 3 pictures on my Instagram. So go have a look. Sorry. So
It's not a competition, Siz.
I know
It's not a competition.
Yeah, you might actually have more issues than I have pictures. So, see you all next week. See you, Matt. See you next week. I look forward to it.
Good to see you, Siz.
Have a great time.
I will see you next week, my friend.
And yeah, see everyone next week. See you.
All right. Cheers. So long, everybody.